It's the season for giving. It's a beautiful season, isn't it? However, it's also, unfortunately, the season for scammers to take advantage of our open hearts. So before you donate to any charity this Christmas, let's check in with Amanda Christensen with the USU Extension Office. She's here with sound advice on how to avoid those charity scams. Gosh, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this topic. Like, let's be smart, but darn it, it has to even be a consideration.
Right, that we even have to talk about a scammer who would take advantage of its season of giving.
Right.
And in a good way. You know, people, it used to be that you'd get the email about the prince in Arabia who had the diamonds. I mean, and you're like, okay, really? Nowadays, the websites look just as legitimate as the legitimate website. And so there are some things we can talk about to do to be on guard.
So scammers are getting smarter.
They are.
They're getting more tricky, so your tips will definitely come into play. Your first tip is to donate to charities that you know and trust with a proven track record.
Yeah, and how do you know? I say find a charity with a proven track record. Well, that is actually tracked. So you can go to websites like the Better Business Bureau's Wise Giving Alliance, or charitynavigator.org or charitywatch.org. Those are some common sites. They track the charities, track their history. They can tell you how much time, how much money is given to run the organization versus how much money actually goes to the cause.
That's a biggie that not a lot of people think about.
Yeah, so, and you can also search, if I'm really particularly passionate about giving to children's cancer charities, a very specific topic, you can search by type on those websites. So they're good not just to check if a charity is legitimate, but to do some research to see who's actually doing it the best.
You say to be particularly cautious when charities pop up after current events.
Yep, because scammers are good. They are quick at getting a website up that looks like you're donating to Hurricane Harvey that was just 2 days ago or whatever, but in reality it's a scam, and those scams get reported and they do get taken down, so but not always, and sometimes they go on for weeks before they're reported. They don't always last long term. But if you're looking at those specific moments that happen, those current events that are happening, I'd recommend you find a news article that highlights the details of the event, and then usually that article will link you to the proper way to go about giving money to that specific cause that's a current, timely event.
We report on this all the time at KSL. Just be careful. Just do your research. Just know where your money is going. You're talking to a chronic online shopper, and one thing I've gotten good at is reading the comment section before I click buy or add to my cart. Is there any sort of peer review check that's in place on these charities that we can maybe use as a secondary resource? Yeah,
we're going to call this charity stalking. And we're going to go online and look and see what the buzz is about, because if there's a concern, there'll usually be a buzz about it. There will usually be conversation around a website that was fishy or an experience someone had that was not good and it's in the process of being looked at. Stay away from that. If it's at all in question, stay away.
You're warning us against links or attachments that come via email.
Yeah, that's a common thing, not just to get a computer virus, but if I'm a scammer, I can set up an email that looks very much like the email that would come from the American Red Cross. Let's say I can use their logo, I can use their color scheme and their fonts, and you can really assume that it's from the, any legitimate organization, but then the link in an attachment or the link through the email is actually fraudulent. So I am going to recommend you go to your URL and type in the URL yourself.
In your browser.
In your browser. And you handle it that way, especially if it's not something you've subscribed to yourself. It's in your junk email, or if it's related to a current event.
As technology progresses, so does the convenience, right, of being able to do things like this, give to charitable organizations. And I'm referring to the text to donate. It's become so popular. They make it easy and slick just to send a text message. How can we know if those are legit?
I would certainly go to the website of the charitable organization and see if there even is a text to donate option. And usually if there is, it'll be right on the front page, very noticeable that this is an option for people to text to donate. Now, if we're sitting watching a show and a commercial comes on and there's a text to donate option, I would think that's pretty safe. I mean, that's probably a very, that's okay. But if it comes in another way, or you get a random text saying, hey, text to donate now.
I've gotten a few of those, actually.
That's concerning. That's something to look into further.
30 seconds or less, what do we do if we see a fraudulent website, for example, or how can we do our part to keep
Sure,
things clean?
I'm glad you bring that up, because the FTC tracks this, and the only way this stuff gets taken care of or taken down is that someone reports it. So I can go to the Federal Trade Commission, ftc.org,
okay,
or ftc.gov, and I can go there and report a fraudulent site or fishy. You know, I can say this is what happened. Check into it. They will. It gets taken down. And as consumers, we regulate this. We help each other in this way. So it's very important.
It is an important conversation, an important topic. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. And we'll link you over to the USU website. If you have additional questions, look for that on our website, studio5.ksl.com. That does it for this topic. Thank you so much.